betting brand for sports fans. That's better. Gamble responsibly.
Well, finally, the 4-year wait is over. Let the greatest show on earth begin. Welcome to Fox Sports Lab FIFA World Cup. I'm your host, Robbie Slater, and with me is Andrew Durante. Mate, how excited are you about this?
So excited. So excited, Robbie.
It's taken forever to arrive.
4 years feels like a lifetime since the last World Cup in Russia, but pumped for it. Can't wait to get stuck into it.
Well, on that note, let's get straight into it. What an opener for the Socceroos coming up against the defending champions, France, next Wednesday morning. Andrew, we're in the deep end. Is Graham Arnolds' youthful squad ready for this massive challenge?
Tough. It's going to be a tough task. You've got France, you've got Denmark, you've got Tunisia. It's a tough group. You know, it's going to take super performances from so many. 17 of the 26 are debutants at the World Cup.
That makes it difficult. But 4 years ago, we played them in the opening game. Incredibly, we do it again. And we went close. We went very close.
Yeah, and I just think it's maybe a little bit too much to ask. There's a lot of injury clouds as well, and it's some of our key players. So it may be too much, but look, we're going to look at ways that maybe we can hurt them or the best way to play them.
Look, I think an important thing to talk about is the selection. Did Arnie get it right? Bearing in mind injury clouds, what does your best lineup look like?
Yeah, look, I think if we have Suter and Rolls available, if they've come through their injuries, then for sure that they start. Hristic came under an injury cloud. A replacement for him, Robbie, would probably be
Riley McGree. What a goal he scored in coming here. Scored a wonder goal for Middlesbrough. And actually, Riley McGree has played the most minutes out of everyone coming into this squad. And there was a lot of controversy over Langerak and Tommy Rogic, but we've got what we've got, and we need to find out who's going to stand up. And that's my question to do. Who stands up for us?
I agree. For so many youthful players there, you
go for experience.
Moy is going to be crucial. Matty Ryan is going to be crucial to big performance. He's going to be called on many a time in this tournament to keep the Aussies in it. So they need to stand up. You've got Lecky, who's been at a World Cup before as well. But
and Martin Boyle, like you said, he's under doubt. Tillio's been flown across.
That's right. So there's so many injury clouds around the starting 11. It's hard to predict at the moment, but look, whoever goes out there, they've got a big job ahead of them.
Well, that's why you're here. You've got to predict.
Well,
I think your prediction was pretty good. But look, the topic also that everyone's been talking about, a couple of months ago, he came on and burst onto the scene against Barcelona, and even the Xavi, the Barcelona coach, commented on how good this young kid was. So it's the ace up our sleeve, Garang Kuol. Everyone's talking about him, but he only comes off the bench. It's extraordinary.
He's purely an impact player, and Arnie will use him in that way for sure.
But is that a risk? Is that he's never started the game?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. He is an impact player. He comes on when maybe defences are tired. If the French team decide to open up and leave channels, there's opportunity for him, but he's shown that he can do it. He did it against Barcelona. He does it weekly for Central Coast. Okay, it's not the level of World Cup, but he's so exciting.
Well, he did it for the Socceroos against New Zealand. He did it against Barcelona. I think they're the two that Arnie's looked at.
He is an ace up Arnie's sleeve, I believe.
Yeah,
definitely.
Well, talking about aces up sleeves, France are missing a couple, Conte, Pogba, but how do we silence their really big guns? The current Ballon d'Or Karim Benzema, and of course, the world sensation in Kylian Mbappe, who burst onto the scene 4 years ago. He scored more goals than anyone else, including Lewandowski for Poland. 43 goals he scored. So in the 5 top European leagues, he is the man.
And the question is, how do you stop him?
You don't.
I don't know if you can, Robbie. I don't know if you can. You know, it's going to be a hell of an effort for the Socceroos to try and nullify them. The best defences and the best defenders in the world struggle to contain.
Does that also? I think in your lineup you've got Nathaniel Atkinson. Yeah. Does he go for a Karacic rather thinking about those attacking players?
Yeah. Look, both have done well. It's hard to choose. I think I gave the nod to Atkinson. He's been doing really well at club level as well. His performances in Scotland have been very good. So it's going to be a tough challenge, as we spoke about. But you know, so many exciting people to come off the bench as well. It's like you mentioned, Kuol, so it's a super exciting.
Okay, so
ace.
look, I guess that leads us into what does Arnie do tactically? Does he go for damage control against France? Do we go all out for a point? Do you play for a point? That's dangerous. And we know that the first game is so important to not get beaten heavily, because that was the difference between 06 and 14 when we finished on 4 points. 14, we got smashed in the opening game against Germany, 4-0. It was all over. We didn't qualify with goal difference. So
it has to be damage control, 100%. I think he has to set up in a defensive style. I think if you go out and try to press and open these, chase the game, then you're going to get smashed. They're too good. So if they can stay in the game as long as possible, I think that gives them the best chance of progressing. The games they really need to look at is Tunisia.
Tunisia's
3
a
points.
must-win.
And if they can nick a point against the Denmark team, then they give themselves a chance.
Okay, so if we say our team's youthful, and we've got experience, of course, as well, the advantage of us qualifying that, remember that first phase of qualifying, we played so many of our games in these stadiums. That is a massive advantage for us.
Yeah, and like you said, the youthful, they'll have the energy, they'll have the want, and the Socceroo attitude is always to never give up, and they'll give everything. And I know these guys, yes, they may be experienced on the world stage, but it's a World Cup. They'll be giving everything.
It's a World Cup. I love it when you say
right. They're going to be giving everything to make sure they perform well.
You can't leave anything in the dressing room. Exactly.
Yeah.
3 games are going to go very quickly.
Very quickly.
Okay, it's a tough road ahead for the Socceroos. Next, we look at some of the tournament's big guns.
The betting brand for sports fans. That's better. Gamble responsibly.